Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skibowski of Remax Lakes. Welcome to the show.
Here we are, morning.
Good morning, and we're walking through this Ultimate Homebuyers Guide that you put together here a couple of years ago, and it's the information is still true today. Last week, we talked about first things first, basically get your pre-approval, what you've been saying since day one, okay, and then also finding an agent. Somebody that you could work with, somebody that you could build rapport with, somebody that you can trust. So now, what's next?
So we've built that trust. What's our why?
What's our why?
Why are we moving? What are we looking for? You know, what's our time frame? All of those pieces come into play. If you're thinking about buying in a year, it's great to get the process started to develop that relationship and things like that. But if your time frame is a year from now, don't, when something pops on the market, hey, we got to go see this.
Right, because it's moving too fast.
It won't be there in a year. It won't be there in 6 months. It won't be there in 3 months. It probably won't be there in 1 month. So, you know, if you're getting the process started, and it makes sense to do that, pre-plan. You know, we're ready to go. Hey, we just signed a 1-year lease. Well, what's the cost of breaking a lease? If you need to break a lease. If you're in a 1-year lease and you want to move any sooner than that, just understand what your costs are and what all of the timing looks like. You know, because in many of those leases, they've got written, you need to provide X number of days notice, normally 30 days. But there's also a penalty phase. You know, and some will not allow you to break the lease. If you want out, that's great. We'll let you out, but you're going to pay the entire term of that lease. That's a lot of money.
And a lot of them are until I get this rented again. You're going to pay. So it could It could be 2-3 months.
Right. So that's all part of the pre-planning process. That's part of the discussion you're having with the agent that you've selected. This is where I'm at. You know, I'm in a lease. I'm not in a lease. I'm renting month to month. You know, when would you like to move? What's your time frame look like? So not only why are you moving, you know, and you don't have to get into specific details with the agent, but, you know, I need a bigger house. Okay, well, what's a bigger house look like to you? Because if I say a bigger house and you say a bigger house,
it could be
two different things.
It could be a 3-bedroom. It could be a 5-bedroom.
It can be. So, you know, you've got that discussion going on. Well, I'd like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Where would you like to live? You know, are schools important to you? In our area, a lot of lake buyers. What type of lake would you like to be on? Do you want to be lakefront? Of course, everybody wants to be lakefront. I say that, but not everybody does. There are people that want access to the lake. The channel is perfect for them because they don't want to be lakefront. They don't want to be out where all the activity is, but they want to be able to get to the activity. Do you want to be on a ski lake? Do you want to be on a non-ski lake only? Do you want to be on a non-ski lake with access to a ski lake? The beauty of our area is we've got all of those options open to us.
Yes, we do.
But, you know, and they all come at a different price. So along with that, we've got our pre-approval. What would you like to spend? Well, I'm pre-approved for $300,000, but I really only want to spend $200,000. It's good to let the agent know that. Just because you're approved for $300 doesn't mean you have to spend $300. However, what are our options? What's out there? Because once you look at a couple $200,000 houses, you may say, you know what? I may have to spend $300 to get what I want. So, you know, it all comes down to having that discussion with the agent about what you're looking for. And in the current marketplace, things are moving so fast, and this will be current, I would say, for the next few years. So we'll be able to, you know, have the same discussion in 2 years that we are now, that 3 years ago. Things are still moving very quickly. Now, they may not be, you know, one night on the market and gone, but things still move pretty quickly in the real estate market. You just can't take 3 weeks to decide, is this the house for me? Now, that can be uncomfortable. It can, and it is for all of us. This is a huge decision. It's a huge purchase that we're making, and I've got to decide overnight, or I have to decide in the next hour. I totally understand that. I don't typically move that quickly. Now, there are times in my life where, you know what, I see it, I want it, I can afford it, I'm buying it. Then there are other times, you know what, I want to explore options. You know, I want to take a look at and see what's out there. What what are my other choices? And
Yeah.
many people are that way. Why would I want to buy the first house I looked at, even though it's perfect and it checks all the squares that I have? Why would I buy that? Let's go look at some others.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have that option.
Yeah, there's just, here lately, over the past couple of years, there
Right.
haven't been a lot of choices.
There have not been, and I'm going to say that that is going to probably continue at least through the next year or two until, as we've talked about in numerous shows, inventory and affordability have been the issue over the last couple of years. I think that's going to continue for a while. So until we get to where, you've got plenty of options and you can take whatever amount of time you want to take as a buyer, our advice is have done all this homework up front, the thought process. When you walk in and you see it, you know it, you're ready to move on it.
Yeah.
And you've got all the pieces in place to where you can do that, to where you are ready to ultimately purchase this home, to make that offer on the house.
Okay, we're talking about the buying process. We're breaking it down, and more on this topic coming up next. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skibowski of Remax Lakes, and we're breaking down the home buying process. So we're at the point where we have an agent. We've already been through the pre-approval. We are looking for a property, and we're just talking about how inventory's been very low. It's going to remain that way. So choices, we don't have a lot of choices, but there are definitely different options as far as like buying. The buying process.
Absolutely. And again, as I mentioned, people are pre-approved for $300. I only want to spend $200. I get the calls all the time. Hey, I'd like to buy a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Or what's a short sale?
Yes.
So
right.
let's cover foreclosures.
Okay.
For people who are using USDA, FHA, or VA financing, foreclosures probably are not the best option for you.
Okay.
So I get a call from somebody, hey, I'm USDA, I'm approved for $150, but I see this house listed at $75,000. I'd love that payment. Can we go look at it? Pull up the MLS, I look at it, there's flooring missing, it needs no furnace, no appliances. There's a lot of issues with the home,
okay,
which we as agents have access to, the property condition reports, because most foreclosures have those.
Yep.
If it says XYZ, the roof's bad, there's no furnace, there's leaks in the plumbing, whatever, you are not the right buyer for that house. The sellers are not willing to make repairs. They're looking for a cash buyer or a conventional buyer to buy that property to fix it up. So bottom line, USDA, VA, and FHA financing are not typically fix-it-up type loans.
They're not going to approve a loan where it needs repairs.
Correct. Now, some lenders will, and in the bad, dark times, lenders were getting better. I mean, to where they, you could sell, they would make repairs. But right now, with inventory where it has been the last couple of years, why would they make any additional expense?
Yeah.
Put it in business perspective. Why would a lender say, okay, I've got a USDA buyer, I've got a cash buyer. Why would I be willing to make the repairs necessary for a USDA buyer when I've got a cash buyer that I know I'm going to close in 3 weeks and it's done?
Yeah, it's a done deal.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
So that's foreclosure. So while I know they're cheap, you get what you pay for, and not every financing type is designed for purchasing foreclosures. Okay? Short sales. What's a short sale?
Yeah.
Basically, the seller is selling the home for less than they owe for the property. So the seller will agree to any purchase agreement amount, but the bank has to agree to that amount.
Okay.
And that's where the time can take place, right?
Yeah.
I
guess I was involved in a short sale. It was the longest process of my life.
So
yeah.
It's an oxymoron, right? The short sale is not a short sale.
Yeah, we had a baby in that in that time frame.
So short sales, again, probably not a good process for a USDA, FHA, or VA, although it can be. If your time horizon is longer, if you can wait, maybe you can get a good deal with a short sale.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. But that would not be my advice. If you need to move in 30 days,
Yeah.
signing, going and looking at a short sale
No.
probably does not make
Yeah,
much
we were in a
sense.
good spot because I'd paid off my previous house, and so that was good for us. So.
Yeah. So we talked about it being ready to go. Don't hesitate. Your time window of the ability to make an offer before the house is gone. You can't take 6 weeks to make this decision, and I completely understand. So if you do all your homework up front, you're ready to buy. You're in that I'm ready to purchase a home mode. You're ready to go when you walk in and you see the one.
Yeah.
There's always going to be more houses come on the market. There always are.
Yeah.
And you're always going to see once it's sort of like when you're thinking about buying a car, all of a sudden you start seeing that brand of car everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the same thing with houses. You see the one you like, you get an offer accepted on the one you like, and all of a sudden there's another one just down the road that came up that you like more, or you think you like more.
Mm-hmm.
You've committed to this one. Turn off the search functions that you've got. You're buying this house. You're committed to that house.
Yeah.
And I know there are those that will mark, that's crazy because you might get a better deal. Yeah, but now you've got time, energy, and money invested in this property, and you're just going to pull a plug. You've signed a contract to purchase this house.
Yeah.
You're committed to that.
That's
I
a
don't want to
contract.
see other stuff.
Yeah.
That's me personally. I don't want to have those other.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on let's get this one. We've made the decision. This is the one we're buying. Let's buy it. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, no, no, you're right, but for a lot of people, that is pretty scary to like pull the trigger and be like, okay, I'm buying that house.
Yeah.
I'm buying that house because a lot of people are doing it for the first time.
They're doing it for the first time, and buyer's remorse.
Yeah, buyer's
We've
remorse.
all had it.
Yeah.
You buy something and you get it under contract, or you buy it and you go, dang, why did I buy that?
Yeah, right.
What was I thinking about? I that was the one. That was the one that I had to have.
Yes.
Ugh, what was I thinking after
Yeah.
you do it? The fact is, life is like that. You're going to run through that over and over and over again, right?
Yes.
But the fact is, hopefully you've done all the pre-planning, you've worked with your agent, and you've purchased a home that meets all of your criteria, and that's all you can think about.
Yeah.
Not the fact that, there's better over there. The grass isn't always greener.
And and again, that is why I say you should be working with an agent, because they're in it and they're going to be able to say, okay, this is a good deal. This checks all of your boxes, or it doesn't check all your boxes.
Right.
I would advise against buying that property.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
yeah, that's the rapport and the trust.
It is, and you've got to trust the person that you're working with. The lender can be very helpful in that. It can be chaotic if the lender's not following through. That's why the importance of developing that relationship early is significant. Get a good lender, get an agent that you're working with, and we'll get you through to the end.
Okay, so we've been through, this is the second show on the home buying process. And so coming up next, so we're down to narrowing it down on the house. So coming up next, we're going to be talking about the contract.
We're going to write you an offer.
Because there's a lot of stuff involved in that.
Absolutely.
So, okay, if you would like this PDF from Mark Skibowski, The Ultimate Home Buyer's Guide, you can get it. Contact information?
Sure. Our email is markskibowski@remax.net. Go to lakestaterealtors.com, click contact us. We'll get you a copy.
Okay, very good. You've been listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.